Welcome to Chanakya, where you get right guidance at the right time. We have a situation with Ram. Often, many project managers encounter similar situations. Let's explore that with our experts, Shiv and Srini. Hi, Shiv, Srini.
Hi, welcome.
So, the situation here is Ram is a project manager in an IT service company. He has been with in US for a long time. He has returned back to India. His company has won a big award for a project for requirements gathering and validation for a large bank in Saudi Arabia. The scope of the project is to capture requirements and validate, which could get into construction and testing phase in a later stage, but the current scope is for the requirements capturing. And Ram is sending 5 people on site for this project, and he's wondering what could be the risks involved in this requirements gathering phase. So let's look at what could be the potential risks. Shiv, would you like to take a look at that?
Yeah, Vishu, I think there are two broad areas I would like to talk about. One is relating to the nature of the project itself. 2 or 3 months will come and go very quickly. No doubt the team would have done a reasonable work in terms of requirements gathering. However, at the end, there may be no clear indication of the wellness of the requirements or how well the requirements have been captured. So, although the customers would have reviewed the work of the team, many issues, potential issues from this phase are likely to surface only during the subsequent phases of development, construction and testing. So that is one. The second is relating to the competency of people. Take Ram for example. Ram has worked mostly with US customers. Here he is leading a project in Saudi Arabia. So obviously from a project management point of view, as well as from being able to handle the cultural aspects, Ram will likely face a challenge, as well as the on-site team who are going to be in Riyadh. I think an additional complexity is that if Ram is not part of the on-site team and is managing this entire project from his base in India, that would surely be another thing for him to address as a source of risk. It's going to be that much more difficult to develop relationships and manage stakeholders remote.
Excellent point, Shiv. Srini, what are your perspectives?
Couple of things, taking off from where Shiv left. The first thing is Ram has to ensure that he has the right stakeholders, both from the business and the IT side, to be available at the right points of the time. Lack of this collaboration can result in poor quality requirements being captured and validated. The next thing is, this project is only about requirements document, and we all know that software is validated and requirements document is hard to validate. So there is a risk that some things might still be left in the heads, the nuances can be in the heads of the people who actually captured the knowledge. One more thing I would like to add, and that is the fact that the business users, as time progresses, might want to differ some of the details to an implementation project. The risk lies in the fact the estimation for implementation becomes that much harder.
Thank you, Srini. So based on what both of you said, I see kind of two key risks. I would like to pick up those two to go a little further into deeper of that. The first one I see is the wellness of requirements, because it's a documentation capturing what is to be done, and it's not like a software where you can do a validation of logic. So how do we validate whether it's complete, correctness, adequacy, all the aspects of that? That's one of the major risks. The second one is the lack of skill in team members, especially the cultural nuances working in Saudi Arabia. So how do you address these risks? Would you like to go first, Srini?
Okay, let me take the cultural aspect, right? If you look at Saudi Arabia, the culture there is one of relationship based. And Ram, if you see his background, has come back from the US, which is primarily a process driven and a role-oriented culture. So Ram has to be aware of this difference. The easiest way for him to tackle this could be ensuring at least some team members who are going on site have prior Middle East experience. They can help the rest of them understand the differences and also ensure that they are effective. That is the first part. The second part, keep in mind, if Ram is going to actually send some women team members, right? The situation in Saudi Arabia with respect to gender specific needs are very different. So he has to be aware of that, and the team members have to be aware of the impact of having a women employee actually being part of the team.
Okay. That's very interesting about the women-specific challenges that you mentioned. Shiv, is there anything that can be done with that kind of a risk?
Unfortunately not, I would think, because sometimes you just have to accept the reality on the ground and be prepared to accept a lower level of productivity of women team members perhaps.
Okay. So given that it's what it is, let's proceed with the other part of the risk that Ram can handle, which is about the wellness of requirements. So how can we ensure wellness of the requirements?
Yeah, I think to address the wellness of requirements, I would think that can be addressed by the quality of the approach itself. So for example, the team can demonstrate the skill, the domain knowledge that they bring to bear, the kind of diligence, the kind of tools that they use, the documentation that they produce, and some of the prototypes that they may develop for interacting with the stakeholders. All that would greatly help in first the quality of approach, thereby influencing the quality of the outcome. And I think that will be very critical, not just for the current project, but hopefully if Ram's organization wins the next project, which is the development phase, that would have considerable beneficial effect on that as well.
It could build more trust with customers.
Yeah, that's right. It could build more trust and improve the chances of winning the next bid and so on.
I like that, the quality of approach leading to quality of outcome to be better. So any comments from you, Shini, on that?
Just one thing I would like to add. Despite all your best efforts to get a good quality, I think you will still be saddled with a few ambiguities, right, which will need clarification downstream. It will be good to actually put it as part of the requirements, which will help both in the estimation and the risks for the subsequent phase.
Excellent. Thank you, Srini and Shiv. Let me summarize what I picked up as the two key risks and how that can be addressed based on my notes that I was taking. So first one is wellness of requirements document, which may be difficult to assess. So the quality of approach has to be good to ensure the quality of outcome of that. The second one is lack of skills, cultural understanding of requirements and the need in the Saudi Arabian culture. So the good way to handle that is send somebody who is experienced in the Middle East culture aspects, and that person also train other members in the project to bring them up to speed on that. Is this reflects what you expressed in your comments?
I think you put it nicely.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. Thank you, Shiv and Srini. I'm sure project managers like Ram will find these experiential insights very useful. Thank you for joining us.